Hello, in this tutorial, I will show you how to use the Yanfly Picture Common Events to display a gamepad. So, first things first, before you start using the plugin, you must have to create your own gamepad pictures. So I have here different pictures placed in the pictures folder of your project. So next thing is you will have to download the Yanfly Picture Common Events and install it here in your plugin manager. And then the next thing you have to do is to create a common event. So in this common event, you will show all the pictures as you can see here. So show picture button, dear down, dear left, dear right, dear up button, and button action. And I have here a script conditional command. If the config is always dash, the button dash will have an opacity of 255, which displays it full, and if not, it will display as semi-transparent. And the button gamepad here. The next thing is the plugin command disable touch move. This plugin command is in the Yanfly Picture Common Events. We want the player to move using the dear pad. So the next thing is to create other common events for each picture. So here, for example, I have created a dear down hold, which means when the picture is clicked and not released, it means hold. So I have created 4 hold events for each directional button. So here there's a dear down and contains a plugin command. This is a Yanfly Picture Common Event command. So when the dear down picture is hold, the player will move down. So the same is to with this dear left hold. I have a move player left. For the button right, I have a move player right, and the up also, I have a move player up. So once you have these 4 directional button events, the next thing to do is the OK click event. So here we want the button action picture that when it is clicked, it will trigger the button OK, and the other one is dash click. In this common event, we will check if the config is always dash. We will check if it's always dash, we will turn it off, and we will move picture number 6, which is the button dash picture. We want the opacity to be semi-transparent, and if it is off, we will enable always dash. So this event is like a toggle event which toggles the dash config, and we want the opacity to be 255 or 100% to show that it is enabled. And the next common event is the gamepad click. We will check a switch, which is the show gamepad. If this is on, we will turn it off and hide the dear pad. So it is like a toggle event also. And if it is off, we will turn it on, and we will call a common event which is show dear pad. So here is the hide dear pad common event. We want the picture to be hidden, so we change the opacity to 0. And then of course, since the gamepad is hidden, we want the button, we want this button to be displayed with 100% opacity. So we want it to be 255, and we want the touch move to be enabled also. So when the gamepad is off, we can click on the screen to allow the player to move. And the last event is the show DearPad event. In this event, we put back the opacity to 150 for all the pictures, except also for the dash button. We want to check if the dash is always on, which means we want the dash to be displayed as 255 opacity, and we will disable the touch move. So once you have set up the common events, we will now bind these events to the pictures using the Yanfly Picture Common Events. This system init DearPad will be called in an AutoRun event on each map, and these common events from 11 to 17 in this tutorial, we will bind this to the Yanfly Picture Common Events. So I have prepared a notepad here. So maybe you can also use this as a guide. So for the button down, we have a picture number 11, and we want the event type to be hold. So for the directional buttons, I have made it to be hold event type. And for the 3 other buttons, I made it to be click. So the important things to remember are the picture ID and the event ID. These are what we will use in the picture common events of Yanfly. So let's go back to RPG Maker and open up the plugin manager, and make sure that the Yanfly Picture Common Events is enabled, status on. Click edit. So as you can see here, there are a lot of parameters, one for each picture up to picture 100. So let's go back to the notepad, and we will bind the common events based on the parameters that are here. So for picture number 1, which is here, picture number 1, we want to bind the common event ID number 11 to the hold event. So we have 4 events here, so we want it to be hold. So I have already configured it here. So based on my notepad, we have picture ID number 1 and common event 11. So I have placed it here. So we just double click it to edit. So 11. So these are the directional buttons, picture number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in our notepad, picture number 4 will be 14, which is the button up. And for the picture number 5, which is the button action, so we want to bind it with the click event. So instead of hold, we want it to be a click event. The same with the picture number 6, which is the dash button. We want it to be a click event. And the same with the GamePad, we want it to be a click event. One tip is to make the picture number and the event ID similar. So here I have made it for picture number 1, I have placed it in the common event ID number 11. So it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a consecutive event. So you won't be confused when configuring the picture common events parameters. So once you have done placing the correct event IDs, click OK. And in the map that you want to display the gamepad, create an AutoRun event. So I have created here an AutoRun event. So I want this to run just once in this map. So I had self switch to go to a empty page. In this event, we will call the common event system init DearPad that will initialize the gamepad. So let's test it. So here you can see now that the gamepad is displayed properly, and when I click on the screen, the player doesn't move because we disabled the touch move using the plugin command provided in the Picture Common Events plugin. So when we click on the deer pad, the player moves according to the gamepad we have configured. So there's the deer pad up, deer pad down, left, then right, and then the dash. We'll test it. The opacity changed when we click it. That means it's enabled, so it is now running, or the player is now running. And when we disable it, so it turned back to walking. And then for the OK button, I have created an event here. So when the OK button is clicked, there you go. I have added a text message, just a simple text message. So I wonder what creature is this. And so we configured this to hide the whole gamepad. So when this is clicked, the whole gamepad is hidden and the touch move is enabled again. So when I click on the map and click on events, it will work also. And when I enable the gamepad again, touch move is disabled, gamepad is working properly, and the dash and the OK button. So that's it for this tutorial video. If you have questions, just leave a comment. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.